We are doing a major life reset. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kiana and I am here to help you reset your life, not only for summer, but if you are like me and you're in your post-grad era, we are doing a major life reset between our goals, our habits, our routines. We are getting back on track to achieve all the things we want to this summer. So let's dive in. As you guys know, journaling is one of the bread and butter habits of my reset routines. Doesn't matter what kind of reset it is. I'm a firm believer that you need to reflect before you can actually reset for the season ahead and set intentions and set goals. So let's dive into some journaling to get some clarity on what happened last season in the spring or in my last semester ever, and where we want to go in the summer or post-grad if that applies to you. Something I always like to start with is a bit of a brain dump. I like to just get out all my thoughts, whether they're relevant to the day it is or just the era I'm in general. I love to just brain dump and get everything out so that I don't have anything interfering with my mind as I actually dive into the prompts. I wasn't always a huge fan of journal prompts in the past because there's a little bit more force there and they actually require you to do some deeper critical thinking to understand what you think and feel about the given topic. I think for a reset in particular, journal prompts can be super useful. So once I brain dumped, I dive right into these prompts. The first one, of course, is highlights of last season, and I just go through and talk about all the high points and moments of the former season. This can be achievements, this can be my best memories, etc. For me, I wrote down certain things like getting 100% on one of my finals, my senior formal, landing a huge partnership that lined up right after I wrote my last final that I actually got to start working on the day after. Starting off with your highlights is always a great way to open yourself up in your journaling session because it already gets you feeling more positive and optimistic about the past season. There's always more wins than you think, especially when you allow yourself to consider a memory, an achievement, or literally anything that felt good as a highlight. Next up, one of my favorites is what did I learn? There's always a few key lessons that pop out from the past season, so I just like to jot some of those down. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me this semester was you can do hard things and you can do them well. And also just a personal little reflection. Something I always used to say was, I know I will be grateful I finished my degree, but will it be worth it? And I definitely think it is, even though I don't know how I will use it or how the experiences and things I learned will actually benefit me in my life, but I know that they will, because the personal belief I have is that nothing is a waste if you don't allow it to be. There's always opportunities to grow and learn, so that's my little take on that one. Next one, a classic. What do I need more in the next season? What do I need less in the next season? And then I just list them off. Some things I know I need more of are balance, self-love, actually getting enough sleep, and some things I know I need less of are procrastination, overthinking, and scrolling on social media. I'm sure we all feel the same way about those things. And then the last journal prompt, this one's definitely the most important, so you're definitely going to want to be dialed in for this. This is intentions for the next season. You want to use these intentions as a roadmap for the next season when you start to create your goals. Not every single intention will formulate itself in your life like a goal, and I really wouldn't recommend that because you always will have more intention than you're able to execute. Some of your intentions might just be like a feeling or a habit, and you have to think about how you're going to articulate these things in your life. So less is always more. Some of my intentions, which you'll probably see articulated in my summer goals, are organizing my business and getting it back on track, actually executing on my social media strategy, having a little bedroom makeover, etc. Something I will say too about my intentions, just looking at them, I've already taken some and put them on like a running checklist for if I achieve everything, this is something to check out, or this might be something to check out in the fall, or this is something I'm interested in for the future, but it doesn't really make sense for my life right now. That's okay too. You're kind of using the journal session as like a little bit of a brainstorm to figure out where you are at after the last season and where you are wanting to go in the next one. It's now time for my favorite part of the video, and this would be diving into our goals. I actually went about things in a very different way this time around. Something I decided to do was, instead of setting a ton of goals and not achieving as many of them as I can, I decided to only set 4 goals and build 12-week plans to achieving them. I'm listening to the 12-week year. The author's whole principle is that people don't achieve what they're capable of because they set goals for the year, so they don't have enough of a push to actually achieve their goals or what they're capable of. His whole premise is that you can achieve more in less time if you focus on less things. My 4 goals are feeling my most confident, basically just feeling like my best self, getting my business back on track, getting my social media strategies together, and basically just executing all my content strategies, landing the brand deals I need to make a full-time income, and basically just building my business. Reigniting my passion for fitness, health, and wellness, getting back into a consistent fitness routine and actually just loving and enjoying it, cooking more, and just making that a real highlight of my life again. And the last goal is giving my bedroom a major makeover. I've been wanting to do this for so long and I've never had the time because of school and the commitment it takes to actually create a new space that you love and feels authentic and actually represents what you need at that time in your life. So for each of those goals, I've implemented daily habits, and for some, I have a weekly project list to set me up to achieve basically my top 4 goals by the end of the summer. As I said, for each goal, I have daily habits. For my confidence, I make sure that I'm journaling every single day. For social media, I have specific social media habits I do for engagement, for posting. I have a bit more of a schedule with that, so that's a little bit more complicated. Let me know if you guys are interested in behind the scenes with social media. I think my fitness goal is kind of the best example of having daily habits. I want to work out for an hour every single day. I'm trying to be as mindful as I can with what I'm eating and how it makes me feel, making sure I get 64 ounces of water, that I'm stretching daily. Those are some of my daily habits that make me feel my best when it comes to fitness. And those are the habits that help me prioritize fitness and actually have fun with it. For my bedroom is actually starting with decluttering, and that's what I'm doing as a daily habit. When I think about how I've implemented projects into my goals, it's basically just taking the big goal and breaking it down over 12 weeks into steps. When it comes to my confidence goal and my fitness goals, I don't actually have projects for those because honestly, for both of those goals, the most important thing is that I show up consistently on a daily basis. When it comes to social media, I've broken down all of the projects I'm working on into 12 weeks. So each week I am focusing on a different project. Last week, I was focusing on optimizing my Instagram, making sure my bio is great, getting my highlights back on track, going through my follower count, which I haven't actually done yet. This week was getting back on YouTube. That's why I'm here filming today. Throughout July, I will be tackling Pinterest. I will be tackling my UGC portfolio and potentially a website near the end of the summer. So that's how I've structured my social media goal and all the projects or steps to how I'm going to achieve it. When it comes to my bedroom, this is more of a process. For the first 4 weeks, I am decluttering my entire bedroom. And as the summer goes on, there will be a week where I brainstorm how I'm gonna redo my closet, how I want the space to look. There will be a week I go to IKEA. There will be another week where we actually paint and do the closet makeover. So that's how I've kind of structured my goals between daily habits, and I've broken the goals down into steps over projects over the next 12 weeks, which for me will cover all of summer. I will say I've been filming this video over the course of my entire post-grad, before I finished school and started finals to after finals, but before graduation to after graduation to the current moment right now. So there's a lot of different parts of this video that I've kind of like shown you like different highs and lows of the post-grad experience. And I had this realization that I had to break my goals down to be more achievable for the summer so I could actually focus on what was most important to me. I've started this 12-week journey already, and I've actually completed the first week. And I have to say, I was stuck for a long time. I've been trying to optimize my Instagram for over a month, but because it wasn't like scheduled and put into a calendar, I wasn't motivated to do it. It wasn't about motivation. It just like was hard to put into my calendar because of all the other daily tasks that I was focusing on. So now that I'm like more structured with my goals, it's allowed me to actually execute more, which is the whole idea of the 12-week year. I feel like summer is the perfect time to make a vision board if you haven't already. If you're like me and you just graduated, it's even better because the goals you had for the first 4 to 6 months of the year likely don't represent where you want to go in this next chapter of your life. For me, I made a vision board at the beginning of the year, but as I said, I was finishing my last semester ever. So I was very focused on graduating and getting straight A's while being at UBC. Whereas now that that chapter is closed, I can focus on the rest of my goals for the year. And even though it was unintentional at the time, it was actually very aligned timing for me to make my vision board once I was finished school, because now all the images that are hanging up in my room are aligned for the next chapter of my life and what I want to create and what I want to be working towards for the rest of the year. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. It's been so long since I've posted, but now that I'm finally done school, I can finally dive into my YouTube and really see where I can take it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos from me in my post-grad era, taking a little gap year, and starting the next chapter of my life. See you in the next one.
You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I